relationships. They bring all kinds of experiences, don't they? Whether they be intimate relationships, friendships, family. And sometimes we experience relationships in flow and ease and feeling nurturing and a big positive in our lives. And sometimes we experience them as challenging. And what I want to talk about today is how this looks and is experienced on the energy field, the personal energy field, the energy field between two people. So you've probably experienced when a relationship feels like it's in flow and it's feeling good, and times when you've experienced yourself closing up, or a wound being touched on, or someone feeling open to you, or someone feeling they become prickly or maybe walled off. And these are actually, there's energetic truth in these experiences. There's truth in what's happening in the energy field. Our energy field in the area of relationship, it interacts with each other. Our fields can have a texture of prickliness. Our fields can communicate with each other through harmonic induction, through bioplasmic streamers, through cords, and these things can be both positive and negative. The images I'm going to share with you today are from this book, Light Emerging, by Barbara Brennan, and the illustrations are by Thomas J. Schneider and Joan Tartaglia. And the purpose of this video is just to expose you to this information and allow you to feel it out for yourself in your own system and in your life. And it's not meant to be an official teaching. So today I want to share with you about some of the defensive reactions that can happen for us and how that looks in the energy field in particular. So I'm going to show you some photos before I start talking about each one. I just want to show you these photos of these common defense habits, defense strategies that happen in the energy field. And as you see each of these images, feel into, does this feel familiar? Have you felt this in yourself or with someone else? And just feel into how that feels in the energy field as you look at the image. These energy field dynamics affect each other. So if you go into a certain defense, it may trigger someone else to go into the same or a different defensive strategy. So let's just look at a couple of pictures of that, the dynamics between two people. So now that you've had a glimpse of each of these, let's talk a little bit more about them. So these are defenses. They are strategies that are habitually used in order to try to feel safe. They can be triggered by things that occur in relationship that touch on a certain wound that we have, and they are a strategy to try to cope with that and not feel the deep wound. and to feel safe. They are ways that we distort our energy fields. So these can happen really quickly in our system. And I want to share this with you today and these images and talk a little bit about them just to bring some greater understanding and awareness of each of these and allow you to reflect on which ones feel familiar to you, both for yourself and that you experience with others. And through this awareness, we can start to get a little perspective on it and notice where we might be able to do some work and healing through energy healing and also other types of supports and modalities. So let's go back to this first image. And I'm not going to talk about these with all the labels that are given. I just want you to feel into these. So this first one, as you can see, this person is leaving their body in order to feel safe. In this defensive strategy, there's a pulling up and out of the body. The spiritual centers are very open. This person may feel really connected to spirituality and the spirit world and intuition and all of that. But they're not grounded in their body. And we do want to be grounded in the body, to be open in all the chakras so that we are connected to the fullness of who we are and we can live our life on all levels and in a healthy way. Now this next one, this person, this defensive strategy has a sucking energy. As you see these cords coming out of the solar plexus area, trying to get what they need. Can't feel it within themselves, can't source it within themselves, their own inner resource. This person didn't get nourished enough when they were young, and so they haven't developed that inner space of feeling the fullness within, and there's this sucking energy out towards others. How does this feel to you? Do you ever feel that way, like you just can't get enough? This person, again, this is a strategy in order to feel safe. Now, how about this next one? Have you ever seen someone act like this or act like this yourself? And by the way, we all can do all of these. Sometimes we have ones that we fall into more regularly or is our kind of go-to defense strategy. But it's common for these all to be something that we have experienced within ourselves at some point. So how about this one? Now, this defense strategy is about controlling, feeling the need to control the external in order to feel safe. This next one, this defense strategy can feel very walled off. So it can feel kind of heavy also, and can feel like there's a demanding energy and yet then also a resisting energy. So it's a protection to not feel invaded. So they want to connect, but then there's this resistance because there's this wound around invasion. And this last one is about being appropriate rather than authentic. So in this strategy, there's a belief that if I'm just perfect, if I'm just appropriate and I do what's expected, then I'm safe. And what's missing is really that feeling of freedom with one's own authenticity. So do those feel familiar to you? Which one feels most familiar within yourself or that you've experienced with a particular other? I would love to see your comments below about how this landed. And does this help to bring a little more compassion to yourself and to others? If we can see someone's reactivity through this lens, that their reactivity, the way that they're reacting, is a defense strategy for them to try to feel safe, that it's a defense strategy that they develop based on a really tender place within themselves that got wounded, then we can have a little more perspective and compassion and ability to navigate the situation. I think it can help. And as a healer in the energy healing that I've been trained in, we are trained to hold compassion and an awareness for these energy field dynamics, and are trained in what helps that particular person with their healing process in very deep levels to help bring shifts and bring positive benefits to how they can be in the world and be themselves and be the truth of who they are for themselves and in relationships and in all aspects of life. And to close, here's a few pictures of healthy, well-functioning energy fields. Here's a couple of pictures of individual with a healthy, balanced energy field, their chakras functioning in a healthy way, hara line, nice and aligned, core star. These are things that we work on in energy healing sessions, all these levels, these different aspects of the energy anatomy. And then here's a picture of a couple who's not in any defense. So I hope this was helpful. I would love your comments below, and I hope you have a beautiful day.